How do a woman have a child without a wedlock, without the man too?
Hey, what's going on, generation, and welcome back to the video. And today we're about to react to one of the greats in these spaces, Anton, who gets into a heated discussion with Rico from 8 on the Table. And it wasn't just Rico you got a disagreement with, it was everybody on the panel. Like, everybody there would just disagree with him because Anton was like, hey, yo, I don't support a single childless man being a stepdaddy or being a stepfather, you know what I mean? Getting with these single mothers. I don't support none of that. And I ain't gonna lie, the points he was giving, bro, he was speaking straight facts, bro. Straight facts, bro. My man was speaking bars, bro. I'm just keeping it a band, bro. Like, there was no way you could dispute what he was saying. And the fact that they were doing their best to do so was ridiculous, which is something y'all about to see. But hold up, if you're just not hitting this video, I need you guys to hook me up with the HBO, and that's to help a brother out by hitting that like button and that subscribe button. Just to let me know that it's real. I really do appreciate the support, but let's not waste any more time. Let's roll the clip.
Yeah, for sure.
I could never be a stepfather.
Why?
I don't believe in that. Like, I think that I call him step baby daddy or step crash dummy. I could never in my right mind.
Step crash,
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm right with you.
Why don't you believe in stepfathers?
Because he's always going to yearn to understand who he truly is from the person that he was born from.
No, you're 100%.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
so I don't see the benefit that a guy gets out of raising another man's child.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's no benefit.
That's,
It's a
you know what?
zero-sum statement.
As much as I want to dislike that statement, I will say that often.
It's a zero benefit.
Often, to some people.
Unless you just want to feel good about yourself.
Often, step parenting can be a rewardless job, but when you accept what your role is in it versus trying to be someone's everything, for me, it's been a bit different. And I will go as far as saying too, we have been able to establish our own relationship. I don't want to be your mama. I'm not your mama. I'm a mother figure to you. You have a mama. I don't need you to look at me and say, oh, mom, A, B, C, and D. No. You have a biological mother that you have access to for that. I'm here to be a pillar in your village
but it's
and
different.
to help.
I can't speak to it from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
I think it's the same.
And let me tell you, I agree and disagree with it. I agree with it for a certain kind of man, a certain kind of traditional alpha man. It's not going to be able to do anything. And I don't say alpha man to try to say beta is different and sigma is bad and all that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that a certain mindset, a certain man that wants to run everything, is going to be difficult having two lions in the family. Because a man like Anton is going to show up as the man. I'm doing this. I'm handling this. This is my village. To have another man that has come in and have any type of say so at all, I can see how that could be.
I
difficult.
definitely believe we
But
got
that's
to people
assuming they
prioritize
You got to
nuclear
think about
families.
it. I want women to understand this. Just because a man has a penis, don't make him a man. He could be a male. There's not a lot. Most men aren't lions. Let's make sure that's understood.
Okay.
Right? So some men can raise another man's child because the real father ain't a lion. He's more like a gazelle. You know what I'm saying? The lion is now here, and I believe. Well, I believe in God, and I believe in everything is a
Hold
reason.
up, no. You're not going to skip past what you just said, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. What you just said there made no sense. Like, it really makes me question, like, do you know anything about animals in the first place? Like, a lion ain't going to raise another lion's cub. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna keep it a band. Like, a lion isn't gonna raise a calf. For those that don't know what a calf is, it's a baby gazelle. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you're just wrong right now. Like, don't take this to animals. Like, you should just drop that subject. Because what you're saying right here, you're going to lose horribly. Because when it comes to nature, you're just wrong, bro. You're just wrong.
Reason, right?
Right.
And like my dad is a bitch ass nigga. My step pops, he ain't playing. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? So like, I was already one that wasn't playing coming out the woodworks.
Yeah.
So then if my dad was there, hypothetically, I would probably clash with him because he was already soft. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe that just because you gave birth to something means that you are the best one to raise that.
Come on, let's talk about that.
That person that you gave birth to, whether you're a man or a woman.
So you believe nurture versus nature?
Yes.
Because nurturing that child is more important than possibly more important than nature.
I believe that nature.
Absolutely.
See, here's the thing: we get so
crazy.
confused about nature as if you are the only one of this child. there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 generations of nature within this child that you ain't exuding yet. You remember the Punnett
That's
Square?
fair.
In the Punnett Square, you had a 1 in 4 chance of being something.
Yes.
Right? So this child can have the bottom right quadrant and you might have the top left.
Yeah.
You ain't fit to to raise that child, to be honest.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
So maybe somebody else who is in that bottom right quadrant is gonna be able to understand that man or that young woman or that young boy and really help them grow into what they need to be.
So you would have.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, Anton. Before you say anything, bro, nah, we gotta address what he's saying, bro. What you're saying is he wasn't supposed to have a kid. Like, honestly, y'all, like, I'm getting sick and tired of this thing where everybody's like, oh, it's already here. Like, the child's already here, so what are we gonna do about it? No. Before you even get to that freaking process, nah. We gotta take a few steps back and correct your dumbass thoughts right now. He wasn't supposed to have the kid. You had the kid with him. Raise the kid with him. What you're talking about, that's why when you brought up nature, Mr. Rico, that kid ain't supposed to be here because she wasn't supposed to open her legs for him. They're just going to skip right past the fact that you're not supposed to have the kid with him. Like, nah, let's identify the problem first so that we can prevent others to do the same.
So you would advise your son to get with a woman that already have children.
If that
Children,
you would be okay with that?
Children,
Remove yourself
I
out.
don't, think,
Children
I,
is
don't
plural.
think I don't think nobody advises
Yeah.
those scenarios for their
But see, the
children,
problem
right?
Yes.
is that
But sometimes it
start
just
saying men
happens
ain't
because
men.
they just might be in love. You can't control
You
who
can,
love.
because marriage is a business first. It's a
That's true.
business
To
first.
some.
We know statistics of what it is when men are where children are raised in certain type of household. We know what the statistics are, right? And so I'm not gonna sit here and say a man isn't a man based off of some criteria that we make up, right? Because I use data. The reality is this: what we are doing is excusing bad behavior. And instead of us going to the mothers and say, hey, why you not accountable for who it is that you decided to open up your legs to?
bullshit.
Facts.
Because we ain't having that conversation. The only thing we saying is, oh, that's a bitch ass nigga. But you opened up your legs to him. He wasn't a bitch ass nigga when you had sex
He
with
might
him.
have been.
When you know. But my point is
If we're
when
gonna
we
talk about it.
continue to do this, we validate bad behavior.
What
You
is the
can
bad behavior?
Because you're saying that you can recover from this, when in reality we know statistically that child has a much greater chance of going to jail, a much greater chance of needing therapy, a much greater chance of joining the gang. He has a much greater chance of being less successful. And instead of us saying, hey, hold that accountable so that this
If
don't
what?
happen in
That's
the next
from the
generation.
I think
That's
I'm
from
missing
stepfather?
context.
No.
If what?
If that's-
he
My
has a
point
much greater
is,
chance of
it's-
doing all that. If what?
To say it's a guy's responsibility to raise this child based off of a village concept or a community concept, or because he's a real man, removes the accountability from the woman of actually making sure that she picked the right guy and to marry before she carry in the first place.
So what? I
Facts.
married before I carried, and then I got a divorce.
But that's not the
Can I
norm.
No. We ain't accepting that. Let's get this straight, bruh. That Keita lady, she's a manipulator. I'm not hearing it. I don't care what anybody says. That's the type of person that would literally go online, post that you have a great man if he doesn't talk about relationships on a podcast while she talks about relationships on a podcast. It's the same lady. So don't listen to her. Don't listen to her words, bro. You have to watch her actions. Just because she's married before she carried, and then she said she got a divorce, now you got to ask her more questions. Like, why did you get a divorce? Who filed for divorce? Because I'm telling you right now, she does not seem like the type of person that actually listens to people. She already has a preconceived notion about certain things, and she's going to find a way to do it. I'm just keeping it a bang.
Because what I see on Instagram
Because I
and
have a
social media
stepfather. How
is
about-
people
I'm trying to
saying,
figure out what we talking about.
what I see
It's
on
a lot.
Instagram
Yeah,
and social
I'm
media is
lost
when
a little
a
bit.
woman get pregnant, regardless of whether she married, it's congratulations, sis.
Okay.
That's what I see.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah.
Listen,
Should we
we're
throw
not
stones
disagreeing.
at her?
I don't-
Absolutely.
Anton, shut up. You do not
I
do that.
believe in
You said that.
shaming.
You said that.
100%.
Congratulating a
Shame
woman, but if you want to throw accountability at anybody, throw it at the man that left
It's
the
a
family
small
unit,
minority.
right?
It's a small percentage of men that's having a majority of the children.
Facts.
It's most black men are not having children out of wedlock. That is a
Yup.
falsehood. And so when we sit here, when we want to solve for a problem, we solve for the majority, not the minority. And when you look at the statistics, most black men are not having children out of wedlock. It's a small minority of men that's having a majority of the children with a whole lot of women. That's
And is
the
that,
fact.
is that you got that from a
how do a
.org or a
man
dot?
how do a woman have a child without a wedlock without the man too?
What I'm saying is, if we got 99% of the men, and we said we're gonna hold all of them accountable.
No, I'm saying like if the woman had the child, well, like she didn't have it by herself.
I'm explaining
so
to
did
you.
he.
If we got 99%
Facts.
of men to do the
Facts. Hold on. No. This is ridiculous. Facts. Mr. Dreads, I don't know what your name is, and I think the Kia lady said facts. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, are you guys slow?
Retarded, if you ask me.
Like, did you listen to what Anton said? It's really crazy that y'all both said that. He literally just explained by saying that if 99% of the guys are held accountable and they are literally doing what they're supposed to do, if there's one guy running around getting a bunch of women pregnant, like, how do you expect to stop it? You want us to send him to jail? You want us to stomp on his testicles? Tell him, you're not supposed to do this, don't do this, and then let these other women technically fend for themselves? Because technically, we told everybody, do not do this thing. He said F us, and then they said F us. So what we got to do is hold both sides accountable. Like, do you not understand that concept?
we got 99%
Facts.
of men to do the right thing. It takes 1% of men to populate the majority of the women.
True indeed.
So even if
Facts.
you hold all men accountable, it doesn't solve for the problem.
No, it's not about all men. It's about holding everybody accountable.
We do, but men by default are automatically held accountable.
Let me go back to this stepdad situation real fast, because I have a stepfather, right?
Mhm.
But he didn't raise me.
Clearly.
My grandfather raised me,
Mhm.
right? So I didn't personalize my stepfather because that's who my mom is married to.
Yeah, that's who your mom chose.
That's her relationship. I have examples. I have examples around me that
Mhm.
I don't have to look towards him. His only job, honestly, for me, is just to be example of a good person, a human being,
Right.
period. I don't need him to be my father. I don't even need for none of that shit,
Mhm.
right? It's just simply just be a good dude, treat my mom good. And I mean, I don't care what y'all going through.
But
Y'all not being
how
physical, that's
old were you
fine.
when he came into your life?
I was in middle school, so that's what, like,
You was
12?
already big.
Well, I was big because I
You
was
didn't
probably
need-
I'm 6'5", bro. I've been big.
No, I'm saying you were older as a kid.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't think they're really understanding Anton, bro. Like, what he's saying is when you're at a certain age as a kid, you're not as much maintenance. And the thing is, that man can't teach you certain values at that age. Like, at most, it has to happen at adolescence when the kid's like 1 to 7 years old to inherit some type of quality or value from the step parent.
Absolutely.
I think that what
It
happens is at
No,
some point in
seriously.
time
It isn't.
when kids become adults, we don't sit here and we actually reflect on the sacrifices that were being made with appreciation. We actually do it in the sense of, I wish I had this, this, and this. And in America, personally, we already exist in a world where we have a disease of more. We always want more. We always want something that should have been over here or something that was over
It's so
there.
true. That's
But
just
it's
with
never
human
a
beings,
grateful.
too.
There's never no gratefulness to anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like my mom, she worked 3-4 jobs, right? My sister felt like my mother wasn't there a lot.
Yeah.
So my sister started acting out. Me, right? We're only about 1.5, 2 years apart. Me, I looked at it as, wow, my mother is sacrificing a lot.
Mhm.
Okay, I am appreciative, but my sister was resentful. It's the same parent doing the same exact
Same.
job to both kids, but one kid is going to
One saw
learn
it
to be
differently.
grateful, and one is going to learn to
It's
have a
so true.
It's a
relationship.
cycle,
You need
though.
two
It's not-
parents inside of the
It's
household.
not.
Right.
It's a blueprint for what success looks
It
like when it
isn't.
comes to, yes, it is.
It
Listen,
isn't.
I got 3 brothers.
Yes, there is.
All
Okay.
of us is married. None of us ever been divorced. 9 uncles on my mother's side. None of them ever been divorced.
Good.
No children ever been raised out of wedlock. There is a blueprint
For
what's-
your family,
No, that's
that
all-
worked very well.
That's called a blessing.
No.
There is a it's called being intentional.
Facts.
Yes.
It's called, and let me tell you something. Even scripturally, and we raise our kids based off of the scriptures. When you put it in them young, it never departs from them, even if you allow for them to fail in controlled environments. They never depart from it. They always come back to the thing that you put into them when they're young. And so for us to sit here and have this conversation would basically tell me that y'all just believe differently than me.
Absolutely.
Because what
We're
we
different
do,
people.
and that's fair.
No, everybody
but
believes
what I'm saying
differently.
what I'm saying is everything that I hear communicated right now is a remix. America is this. No, there is a fundamental way, and other cultures even understand it that's not even having as many options as us. There's a fundamental way that you go about being successfully married, being successfully able to raise your children, so on and so forth. And we've departed from that, and we keep remixing it and saying, well, it's okay for you to go out there, fail, create a whole nother family, come back, and then you able to redeem yourself. That's not the conversation that we should be having. Instead, we should be having a conversation based off of proactively preventing ourselves from even getting in this situation in the first place. But instead, we keep remixing and expecting our children to not pay for the sins of their fathers and their mothers. Our children are nothing more than a reflection of the failures of the people that came before them. That's it. When I said in a different show that I'm the man that I would want my daughter to marry, it's a reason for that. I don't make sacrifices, or I don't come into this whole situation looking to apologize. I'm looking to validate. I'm looking to remove every excuse that you have from being able to not make the right decision. And you often at times make the right decision every time because you are going to be a reflection of what me and your mother put into you. That's it.
I love the thought of that.
It sounds so
No, it's exactly the way it goes.
I want to hear her talk, bro. I'm sorry.
If the conversation
I'm not
is to
hearing
be
it.
about preventative actions to not make families that could be potentially broken and things like that, what are the preventative actions that we need to discuss?
Oh, it's very simple. It goes back to the original marry before you carry.
Yup.
We need to stop dating, stop experiencing a bunch of people, stop having a bunch of sex, stop putting yourself in a position to have to sacrifice.
So if we stop dating, how do we get to marriage?
You shouldn't even be, and I talked about it.
Yeah, I asked him that.
You shouldn't be dating. You shouldn't even be opening up yourself up to all of these spirits from different men in the first place.
How do you meet your husband if you don't date?
You already probably met him. He's the person that has your best interests at heart. He's the person that already was your best friend. He's the person that had your best interest. Most women skip over the man that they were supposed to marry already. That's the key. And then y'all pick the guy that y'all want. He ruins you, and then you expect for another guy to come back and pick up the pieces for you. That's not the way to do it. We remixing what relationships are supposed to be. You ain't even supposed to be dating until you get married.
So you met him at a quick trip, but you never dated him, but you were supposed to marry him.
No, you was raised with him. You were around him. You went to school with him. Most people.
That's not true.
So all y'all saying that y'all didn't have guy best friends? Because I swear, like that was like a big thing when women kept running around saying they have guys that are their best friends in school or when they got older. Still got best friends. Crazy. I'm gonna say that's crazy, bro.
Because I'm looking at my memory book
I really do like your train of thought. I just feel as if I got a couple questions. First and foremost is how old are you?
41.
Okay. Strike one. Second question, where are you from?
Whoa, hold
Detroit.
on. What does strike one mean? If I'm not mistaken, aren't you like 35, bro? Anton's like 41. Like, your age gap isn't that far apart. Like, if he's on strike one, what does that make you, bro?
Born and raised. Strike two.
Mm.
When you understand the world is different in every area.
I didn't travel the world.
Yeah, but at what age?
My whole life.
What age?
My whole life.
Give me your first
Bro,
age.
Bro, he don't need to answer that. He said his whole life he been traveling. I feel like you're just talking right now. Like, straight up, bro.
Were you
13.
You was 13. No. Give me your first age where you experienced life as a man in a different state. Outside
13.
of the Midwest
Oh,
area.
as a man? 18.
18. Where'd you go?
Ohio.
Outside the Midwest.
Outside the Florida.
Okay.
19.
19. Who were you with?
My father.
As a man, by yourself. Do I have to do this over with you? Because we could go back and forth.
What do you mean as a man by myself?
As a man, as an adult. I'm not talking about with your daddy on your side. I'm not talking about with your mother on your side. I ain't talking about your uncle, your cousin. When did you take your nutsack and run around by yourself as a man with a friend in a different place? At what age?
Hold on, bro. First of all, Rico, I think you're not understanding that he has a father who's been there his whole life. Like, you do know fathers don't just stop being around their sons when they turn 19, 20, or 20, 21, 22. Like, that just don't happen. Maybe for you, because of what you've been through, but that doesn't mean that's the same for everybody else. Like, are you trying to act like he loses points because he had a great father, implying that he's not being a man by being around his father when he travels? What?
That's dumb.
He did that because he got
I got married
married.
at 22 years
But
old.
this
big
is
dog.
my this is this is what I'm
I
trying
got
to
married at 22. I
Exactly.
was intentional.
So
I
this
chose
hold
my
on,
wife
hold on,
when I
hold
met
on,
her in
hold
high
on,
school.
hold on, listen. All I'm doing is asking you questions.
I know, but I'm telling you that
Okay.
I don't
So
put myself in a
much.
position
But what
to make
what I'm
mistakes.
trying to
It's a
tell you,
difference.
but no. The difference is this. You got married at 22 years
That's
old,
right.
20 fucking years ago, bro.
Correct.
You understand the world's not the same then?
Let me tell
What? So now he hasn't been living in the world as if he hasn't essentially built a career out of conversating with folks who are similar to y'all so that he can understand your mindset? Like, bro, ain't you from New York? If so, then by your logic, you can't say what you're saying because you haven't lived in Florida long enough. And if you have, then it wasn't long enough. Like, I can always bring up something like what you just did, which is ridiculous and foolish, but that's what you're doing, which is very condescending, bro. Very. Like, bruh, this is crazy, man.
you
I
something.
got
The
married
word-
at 22
no,
as well.
wait.
The word don't change ever.
The
It's
word
the
don't-
same way it was yesterday as it is today.
Not
the
true.
method by
Facts.
which you go about being successful is the same.
So we're
You can
still slaves.
Listen,
I
I
get
tell
what you're
you
saying.
what. I tell you
Yo,
what.
I
she
get what
being
you're saying.
childish.
You
Get the
tell
out
me
of
that
here,
it
bro.
don't work, right?
No, I'm not.
But-
You're not
You
letting
tell
me
me
tell
that.
you're not
Okay, go
letting me
ahead.
tell
I'm
you.
sorry.
Okay, wait.
Because
I want
we're
to get
putting
back.
this way-
Let me take the conversation back to this.
Dog, yeah, we done. We done, bro. I'm not dealing with this ignorant stuff, bro. They going back and forth. They getting nowhere. See, look, I knew it, man. They weren't making no sense whatsoever. And that Kita lady, bro, she was very irritating, man. Like, she's really a manipulator, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't care what anybody says, bro. Like, how do people even listen to her like they're having a conversation? So the saying, ain't nothing new under the sun, you're saying that's nothing now? Oh, we're still slaves. That meant nothing what you just said. The same way for you to have a stable family is still the same way before. It ain't never changed. If you change, the ways still work. You just don't want to do the ways no more.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe f yourself.
That's all that means. And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't got much to say about Mr. Dreadhead, the guy in the middle, because what he was just saying was just foolish, and he was just saying the things that he was just feeling, to be honest. And Rico, man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. All you was doing was playing some type of feminine type of game, bro. Like, what you was doing was being mad indirect. Instead of just being like that, just say what you're trying to say. Oh, strike one, strike two.
Right.
Like, why would you just say what you were saying? I'm shaking my head, bro. Like, hopefully, man, y'all didn't get triggered as much as I did in this video. My opinion, I guess they were all mad at Anton because he don't rock with stepdaddies like that. And in my opinion, I don't blame him. And that's gonna be it for today's video, generation. Let me know down in the comment section below whether or not this video was a W or L in the chat. And please be sure to assist me with the HBO. And that's help a brother out by hitting that like button and that subscribe button. And also share this video to other people, man, so that they can know they can conquer anything that's possible. As long as I have the will to learn, the faith to stay within the fight, stay disciplined, and keep on being consistent, keep on moving forward. Hey, yo, you can legit conquer the impossible. Because that's what this channel is mainly about. I'm here to educate and teach y'all and honestly learn myself how we can become the best version of ourselves. That's the goal and that's what we strive here for. Your man's on a mission, your man's on a grind. I never leave a brother sister behind. I'm only trying to help those that want to let their light shine. Because this is what the world needs, the reason why. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, until next time, I see y'all.